What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hops Geek News, your home for comic books, movies, TV shows, silly hats, beautiful shirts. And today we are going to Disney because today we're going to talk about our top 3 classic Disney films and unhinged Disney movies. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow anywhere you find Hops Geek News, podcasting platforms, social media platforms. We are all there. We typically go into a quick, this is our beer of the week. If you love Epcot, that's your kind of right up your alley. And then we go into some news, talk about what we're reading or watching lately, and then we hit our main topic. So without further ado, I am enjoying a nice Treehouse sap. You won't find this at Epcot. You will find it in the beauties of New England. Great, delicious IPA, one of their staples. Got my fancy, nice little Roosevelt's Disney shirt on. I'm ready to go. I am actually having Disney withdrawals right now. Carrie and I were talking. We were like, listen, we need to book another Disney. We almost booked a last minute Disney trip this weekend because we were like, we need to go. We got itch. But
it's real. The withdrawals are real. And it's like, you don't even have to do much. You just need to like be in the park. And then they're like, I
don't need to do anything. I can just sit there. Like I'm holding a spot 6 hours early for the parade, but really I'm just enjoying the moment. My Crocs are starting to get a little worn on the bottom because I've had them for so long that I think it's time to get the new springtime ones when they're out. So I got to get to Disney. Maybe a February trip's due.
Can't support that, but new Crocs?
Of course you can.
No, I can't. I have standard. Yes, okay, so I'm drinking a Treehouse too. What?
Ooh, that's crazy.
So I just got this on my trip up to New England.
Yeah, you saw snow.
I did. I saw a lot of snow. Like I saw enough snow that it was like Elsa was there snow. Like to the point where we had to yell at Josh because every time he'd get in the car, he'd tell us what the temperature was, and we're all like, "Shut up!" Because did you spill your beer? Oh no! First spaghetti sauce, now your beer. What's next? Now it's exploding. Okay, well, I'm going to explain why I chose this beer. Besides it being delicious, I think Matt's drinking the beer off of his desk now. You got to do what you got to do. That's his last Treehouse. But also, one of my favorite movies, he just soloed me for those just listening. One of my favorite Disney movies is Tarzan. And Tarzan lives in, he doesn't live in a treehouse anymore. His parents were murdered in a treehouse by that, like, leopard. Sakar? No, I forgot what the name is. Oh, I need to rewatch the movie. Anyways, that's what I'm drinking. Treehouse is always fantastic. This is called Days. It is an American IPA at 6.9%. And I have it in my Big Al glass because this is something incredibly unhinged that is at Magic Kingdom. Although they did just change it. So it's not unhinged anymore. I haven't been there since.
There's no more blood on the water dance floor or whatever.
Right. And that was an insanely unhinged thing at Disney.
How did that ever get
about
through?
Blood I don't know. And then
it was for so long at that.
Yeah, it was a Country Bear Jamboree. And then also, it wasn't even just singing about the blood. There was the 3 sisters that sang all the guys that turn me on.
Oh, yeah. So real quick tangent, if I may. We have been going through and watching all Disney movies. Not we as in me and Lauren, but my wife and I. My wife. And so we started from if we're including the Hollywood pictures and Touchstone pictures, 837. So
I didn't realize that list includes all the Touchstones. So it includes Sister Act and all of that.
Oh yeah, all of them. Like Arachnophobia I found out was one of them, Encino Man, like all of those. So yeah, listen, if it's on the D23 list, we're watching it. And D23's official list has all those movies as part of it.
Aren't there like 5 Aladdins or something?
Something like that. God, it's going to be a slog at certain parts. But we started with number 1, Snow White. And then that's going to make Snow White, Bambi, Pinocchio. There were some really unhinged things going on in the 1940s for sure. They were going through some stuff. I can't wait to talk about that because wow, just crazy, but I digress. I did spill my beer a bit. That sucked. It's okay. I got most of it here. I'd say just a little bit spilled. And let's go into what we've been reading or watching because we haven't done that in a little while. I mean, vacations and all that kind of stuff. So what do you have going on over in your realm?
Yeah, we've done a lot since we left. So here's some of my highlights for comic books I've read or reviewed recently. One is The Lucky Devils. That's Image Comics. It's Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. If you liked 8 Billion Genies, you'll love Lucky Devils. This is a lot of fun. It's like little devils that sit on your shoulder. And what they do is they try to influence people to do bad things. And that's how hell runs. Well, these 2 devils have decided to try to influence their humans to do good things to cause chaos in hell. But now it's not going necessarily according to plan. They feel like they're going to get caught. And now this couple is like going their separate ways because they want to do, one wants to lie low. The other wants to do all these other things. And it just keeps building, like the insanity keeps building and like bad things are happening in hell, like falling apart. But it's really funny too. And the art is fantastic. If you're familiar with Ryan Brown's art, it's very like, it can be vulgar at times and incredibly adorable at times and just full of Easter eggs and like like writes out all these things. Like if you're typing, it'll say like type, 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 type. But it's so fun. The art's just so fun to look at, and the story's great. And then there's been 2 Minor Threats book came out.
Oh yeah.
They wrapped up Archie versus Minor Threats. That was like the best crossover
Satisfying.
comic I've
Was it
ever
a
read.
good finish to everything?
Absolutely a good finish.
Good.
They wrapped it up in an Archie way as well as wrapping it up in a Minor Threats way, because Minor Threats is not for children.
No.
Archie can be. And it was funny at times when they were in like the Archie kind of world, they wouldn't spell out the curse words like they usually do. They would do the comic books stuff. And then when they were back in Minor Threats, they're like asshole or whatever they wanted to say. So what comics do you have before I talk about my other ones?
Oh man, so bunch of DCKO 3. You know, that one was really good. I just am not personally satisfied with the final 4 that they have for the DCKO universe, but Aquaman 13, that one is still awesome. They're kind of going back to the main line while Arthur's out there fighting in the tournament. So that one, Mira is back. And then, man, what else? Gosh, I've done just a lot of, actually not as many comics as I would have, mainly DC, since I got to handle more of their reviews for the website. So there's been, you know, Night Fight issue 3 is out. Batman has cheated the Heart of Apocalypse. Now he's going to be paying the price. So that's going to roll into some stuff. Supergirl number 9. That was funny. I was kind of talking to you about the panel where they're going to a New Year's Eve party, and it's a dry New Year's Eve party, and Lena's not happy about that. So there's a drunk Supergirl, and it's kind of funny because, again, every issue Sophie Campbell introduces some sort of life lesson, and there's a lot of emotion, a lot of heart, and a lot of just understanding friendships and relationships, and it kind of ends also in a surprising way at that. And then, aside from that, that's kind of all I've been really reading. Redcoat hasn't been back. That comes out the 21st, so next week. But haven't gotten to really read a whole lot because I've been watching a lot of screeners. That sounds like a first, like, oh, look at me, screeners. But Night of the Seven Kingdoms, that is now out, first episode. So I got to watch the first 6 episodes of that. It's the Game of Thrones show where it takes place 90 years before Game of Thrones, and it takes place like 70 years after House of Dragon. And it's really good. It takes Sir Duncan, the knight, the tall, I should say, because he's a very tall knight, about him and his squire Egg. Can't tell you any more than that, really, other than there's some really excellent camera work. It's a very good series. It's a lot more lighthearted, I felt, too. And it has its moments of, very heaviness like Game of Thrones would kind of expect, but it doesn't feel like a Game of Thrones show at the same time, which I think works for this. The Targaryens are still in power just because of the time period we're in. But episode 5, what I can say is some of the coolest camera work and some of the most wincing moments happen in episode 5. And that episode goes so crazy. They do some first person POV moments from some aspects that just really were sick. So that show has been really, really stellar.
Are there any familiar names in it? Like, will you meet like somebody Baratheon?
Some Targaryens. That's kind of it. If you're familiar with Game of Thrones lore, there's some Targaryens. I can't say anything else because there's specific things they ask you not to say, and I'm not going to be that person. Right. So I'm not saying that. But if you have read, this is a book by George R.R. Martin. So if you've read Sir Duncan, the book,
can write all these spin-offs, but can't finish the main series.
That was trust me, that was my first thought. Anyways, Shrinking, I can't say anything about that, but season 3, get ready. You're going to love it. And then The Pit continues to be really amazing. I saw the first 9 episodes. The Pit is really just, there's a reason why. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I don't love hospital dramas, but everybody kept saying this was different.
I don't either.
It was like, I didn't feel great last Friday. So I was like, well, I guess I'll put this on. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'll keep watching it. Josh has interest in watching it. So I have to wait for him to watch the first episode now. But
Carrie's all about it. We're going back and rewatching season 1 because I haven't watched season 1.
I loved Noah Wyle in ER a million years ago.
It's fair. Yeah, I mean, he's great in this show. And season 2, and I've seen the first 9 of that. This show, it is really good. I'm not hospital stuff, like gross guts things, but they do an incredible job. And it really does captivate you with the way the characters act. And I didn't know that Taylor Dearden was the daughter of Bryan Cranston. I had no idea. I was like, what? So that was cool. But I did see Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Okay. That movie is my love language. It was so good. People are hating on this movie, but I I
Did
got
people think it
exactly.
was going to be some profound thing, even though Baby
Come
Got
on.
Back was in the freaking trailer?
They thought it really does pay homage to the 90s, J-Lo Anaconda movie. They reference that movie a lot, actually. And the whole premise is them reshooting Anaconda because Paul Rudd is a failing actor and got rights to Anaconda. And so
Huh.
that is the whole premise, is they're going down there because it was supposed to be Paul Rudd and Jack Black. They've grown up together, used to shoot films together. Their dream was to go to LA and make it. And that didn't happen, of course. So they're going down to Brazil. Steve Zahn, amazing. This movie's so funny. I laughed a lot in this movie, and I got what I wanted, man. I wanted to just shut my brain off for a couple hours and just have fun in the movies. And I recommend watching this. On the comedy scale, this was a 4 out of 5. I love this movie so much. So screw you guys if you don't like it. That's just like your opinion, man.
That's just like your opinion. So I also read Geiger. Geiger's getting really good, and all you Red Coat fans need to catch up on Geiger because there's about to be some stuff going on.
Just at me next time. I know.
I did at you. I texted you about
I
it.
know.
I emailed you about it. I told you about it. Some books. I did a book review for Nerd Initiative. I read a book called The Frozen River. It's not the type of book I would normally read, but more than one of my friends, like my group of high school friends that still lives in South Florida, does a book club. So I decided they're like, no, you're going to like this one. So I did read this one and I liked it. It was good. It's called The Frozen River. And it is about a midwife in the 1700s, but it starts with a dead body in the river. And nobody seems sad that this person suddenly died because he had been accused of rape recently. And so the murder mystery kind of unfolds through the tellings of this midwife and all these like babies she's delivering in this town.
Right.
And what I didn't know that's really cool, like at the end, you do get to find out all these things and there's more mysteries wrap up and you find out what's going on and all this stuff happening. But at the end, I find out this was a real woman and this was a real thing. And so 75% of the story was based on this actual midwife's diary. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And one of the things that's interesting here, you'll like this, is the midwife, her husband, is friends with Paul Revere. You may have heard of him.
What? No way. That was the guy who said that he didn't like Sam Adams or something. He wouldn't drink his beer. I don't know. He was shouting something in the middle of the night. Like, dude, shut up. We're going to sleep.
Did he say, I have 2 pints of Sam Adams, but I'm working on 3?
I think he might have said something like that. Like, come on, man.
Okay.
It's middle of night here. Okay. We don't even have running water. It's 1700s. Jesus.
But it was a good book. I actually did a review for that on Earnest because most of my reviews are Stephen King or Star Wars or Supernatural. So I liked that. So it was really good. And it felt like a quick read because it sucks you in immediately. I mean, when you're like, oh, there's a dead body in the river, you're like, oh, why is there a dead body in the river?
I am intrigued. Color me intrigued by this dead body.
Most of the time when they do the book club, they're like, yeah, you're not going to want to read this. I'm like, okay. I watched the show with John Hamm's meme thing with where he's dancing. Ooh, whatever. You haven't seen a billion of those memes where people.
I know the meme, but I don't know what show it's from. I'm going to be honest. I'm not well versed in John Hamm.
Is Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple. It came out
I've heard good things.
So John Hamm is newly divorced, and it starts off with he's laying next to a dead body, but we don't know why.
You and dead bodies. Jeez.
It sucks me right in.
Jeez. Oh my God.
I love John Hamm. I fell in love with him as Don Draper. So seems like it's one season. Josh and I watched it together. We both enjoyed it. It was very interesting. And I'll leave it at that.
So you'd recommend it though?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and then when it got to the meme, I'm like, it's coming. So I was excited for that. So that's what I've been reading or watching.
Well, shoot. Let's roll into some news real quick, such as number one, HBO Max. HBO has announced season 3 of The Pitt. So no big deal, but that's been announced. Season 3, they are saying it's not going to take place over holiday, but HBO is also doing a 2-part documentary on Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man. It comes out January 22nd.
I'll watch that. We got Jackass 5 will be in theaters June 26th.
All right. So
I will be seeing this.
I mean, yeah, but I think they're actually bringing back some old footage. Like I think they paid Bam Margera for some old footage to put him in the movie is what I read. But if they're doing any new stunts, these guys are too old.
I mean, we haven't heard that they're dead, so
yet.
Right.
Maybe they're doing everything live. Maybe they've been have I seen Johnny Knoxville since they maybe filmed this? I haven't. Do I ever see Johnny Knoxville? Am I looking for him? No. But have I seen him? Also no.
Did you watch the Jackass Shark Week last year? Was it last year? It might have been 2 years ago.
I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't think I did.
Yeah, one guy got bit.
Snakes. I don't know no snakes. Oh, yeah. Chris Pontus, was he the one that got bit?
I don't
bite?
remember who it
All
was.
right.
It wasn't one of the original ones, but it was interesting because like I've never seen the demeanor in a Shark Week episode change so instantly, like do a
Yeah.
complete 180. Like you saw the first aid guys like immediately like
They're like,
shift
oh
like
God.
everything.
I mean, yeah, shark bite. Shark bite. Wow.
And then the guy came back the year later and said like he had to have multiple surgeries on his
Oh,
hand. It's like
wow.
one little bite like can mess you up.
Drugs, not even once, kids. Well, speaking of drugs, these Stranger Things fans must have been on drugs because they really thought they were getting a real secret season series finale when no. Okay. I had somebody even try to tell me today, did you know they're making a season 6? I was like, no, they're not. Shut up. God,
No,
guys.
but they are making a season 16 of Supernatural.
No, you almost had me there. I'm not going to lie. All right. Well, there was a Stranger Things documentary that's out. I have not watched it yet. It is called One Last Adventure. It is on Netflix now. Have you watched this?
I haven't.
Really?
I think it just came out today.
I watched it. Came out the 12th, so I guess yesterday.
Oh yeah,
When we're
no.
recording this, I haven't watched it. I'm not in a. I don't care to watch it. I'm going to be.
I'm sure I will watch it with Brielle, but I have not.
Yeah. All right. Well, House of Dragon will end with season 4. I think that's fine. I fell off that show personally, so I don't really care. Like I'm sure people care,
I'm still
but
watching it.
I know what happens, and then also that's the one show I just couldn't get into because of all the Game of Thrones stuff. So it's fine, but I will recommend A Night of Seven Kingdoms. As somebody who was so out the door on Game of Thrones, that show is going to be worth a watch. That's all we got for news. We are going to roll into our main topic. Are you ready to go through those magic arches, those magic whatever it is, to talk about our top 3 favorite classic Disney films and most unhinged moments? There's a lot of unhinged moments. So
it is time.
It is. We're going to go ahead and talk about, when we do our top 3 Disney films, we'll go 1 for 1. I think that's a good idea. Starting from 3 to 1. Let's do that. 3 to 1.
I like it. Let's do
and
that.
I did add some fun facts because we are loving fun facts. So I added just a couple of fun facts. Predominantly into my number 1 has a lot of fun facts. I apologize for that. So would you like to give us your number 1 your number 3 Disney film that for you?
It's no wonder that her name means beauty. Her
wow.
looks have got no parallel.
Yes,
it's Beauty and the
Beast. I would have guessed that, honestly.
So I had to think about it because it was kind of hard. I wanted to go Lilo and Stitch. I wanted to go Little Mermaid. I wanted to go Moana.
It was really hard, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right. I knew my top 2 immediately. And honestly, I
knew my number 1 immediately, but
I had to take Nightmare Before Christmas out of it. I wasn't going to do because that's
I was curious about that because I was sitting here wondering why is this not in there, but I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the holidays are over. We've done multiple episodes on Nightmare, so I was just like, let me just focus on
a break.
I mean, they released it under Touchstone Pictures, so I'm doing just Disney. And so, 1 and 2, I absolutely knew immediately. They've always been my 2 favorite Disney movies or classic Disney movies. But Beauty and the Beast was one I watched on repeat. I loved Beauty
and the Beast.
So I would say the 3 movies I picked are movies that I can quote the most.
Oh, I like that. All right. I see what you're up to. All right. I didn't choose it that way. I chose them by the most. Well, number 1, my number 1 I can quote the most. But why don't you go in? You got some fun facts, so hit us some fun facts before I give you my number 3. I should say.
I do have some fun facts. Where are my fun facts? Here they are.
I've got them.
So Beast was never. So what do you think Beast's name is? Do you know what Beast's name is?
I actually don't know what his actual real name is. I didn't know he even had a real name. Gonna be real.
So I always thought his name was Adam. That's what everybody calls him. But when I was doing these fun facts, I was going to D23 website or things that should be validated. And it said they never actually named him. Fans just decided his name was Adam. And one of the people that worked in the movie was like, well, if we were going to name him, we would have named him something French. I was like,
I would have thought they would have, because there's that whole bit in the beginning of the movie before he even turns into a beast. I'm surprised they don't ever say his name.
It is kind of, I guess all the toys or the household items.
You're telling me Belle fell in love with a guy she doesn't even know his name?
She's such a hoe bag.
Wow. That's kind of creepy. That's unhinged. That's unhinged. Put it on the list.
It is unhinged.
It is a little unhinged.
Bestiality, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And not to mention even the other parts. You're right.
So Belle goes from her blue dress to her yellow dress, indicating she has warmed up to the beast.
Oh, I did not know that's what that indicated. Okay. I just thought she was dressing to impress. Like she was fancy, I guess. All right.
And my last fun fact is Beauty and the Beast was the first ever animated film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Whoa. This was in 1992. However, it did lose to Silence of the Lambs.
Listen,
what a weird thing that Beauty and the Beast lost to Silence of the Lambs.
Your runner-up film to Silence of the Lambs. Hello, Belle. My old friend for dinner. Which, to be fair, Beast could have been eating people. I don't really know. But what makes this a top 3 movie for you though?
I think it was just one of those, like, I watched on repeat as a kid. I loved all the songs. I loved reading when I was younger. Well, I still love reading. I have the cutest picture of Kaylee. My oldest is a
Okay, I was gonna say, like,
bookworm.
for some reason, I feel like I saw a picture of Kaylee as Belle before.
So in our hallway, because we have a long hallway here, you know, I
Mhm.
have like sections and I have the one area that's just Disney pictures. She just happened to have on a blue skirt at Magic Kingdom
That's what
one
it
day,
was.
and she brought a book. She would bring a book to read in line. That's not the first time Kaylee's brought a book to Disney. And the Bell area had just opened with Gaston's fountain. And I was like, you're sitting there and you're going to pretend to read for a second. And I'm going to take a picture. And I framed it. And if you ever do the Bell thing at Magic Kingdom, you get a little bookmark that has Bell on it. And I
Oh, that's so
bookmark it in the
cool.
frame. So it's super cute. But no, I fell in love with, I mean, Aladdin was almost a runner up. So I feel like this is one of the
Mm,
movies that's timed with my
Aladdin,
childhood.
okay.
Again, they were just movies that like I can quote a ton. And like I probably, you know, Beauty and the Beast is probably one of those movies I quote more than I realize.
That's a good point. You don't really realize until you think about it. Oh, I do quote this. And my number 3 is that one that our family quotes the most in our house. And it's The Emperor's New Groove. And it came out in 2000. So I guess it's a classic at this point, which feels really
I think it
gross to
is.
say. But I was 10 in 2000. So I'm going to say, again, growing up with, right? And its first fun fact, its development actually began in 1994 after Roger Aller's success on Toy Story. And then they originally were going to name it The Kingdom of the Sun, but they changed that after Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame flopped. So they went to Machu Picchu and all of that. And like they got David Spade, everybody, because he was succeeding in Saturday Night Live. And they went to these locations and were starting to do production and all that stuff. But because those 2 movies didn't get critically acclaimed like they had hoped, they were like, maybe this isn't a good idea. And so from there, they kind of retooled it. And in 1997 is when they actually went back to the drawing board. So they had been working on that movie for a long time before it actually came out. And
I didn't realize
it's
that.
a hilarious movie. We're always, pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong lever.
Yeah, like we love that movie a lot. It's, my son who's so uncultured, he even quotes it all the time. And it's hilarious because you try to play a Disney game with a kid who's been to Disney so many times and he doesn't know any Disney movie apparently. So to us,
That's an underrated one. If I had
I
to pick
would.
some
Oh,
underrated movies, that would be it. Or would be
but
on there.
I've never seen anybody say that they didn't like it because when you mention Emperor's New Groove, everybody's all of a sudden, oh yeah, I love that movie.
But I think like I didn't watch it when it first came out. I didn't watch it
Mm.
for years. I think not until like
That's how I
kids were
was with
born
Lilo and Stitch,
and whatnot.
honestly. I didn't
Oh my
watch that
god,
because
really?
I was in my teenage years at that point. 2003. Ooh, edgy teenager.
Okay, you were 13.
But to
I
be fair, that was a time there
When
was
I was
a lot of
turned
life things.
13, my cake was Lion King. Okay.
Hey,
So
I was doing, but for me, like I thought about Finding Nemo because I really love that movie and I always quote that movie. But Emperor's New Groove, man, it's so like, long dark waterfall behind me. We're gonna go right down it. Bring it on. All that kind of
it
stuff.
was a big sharp rocks at the bottom.
Yeah, like it's just so
Oh, it's
hilarious.
got John Goodman in it too, and it's got Putty. What's Putty's name in real life?
Oh God,
Kronk, whatever Kronk's name.
yeah. What's his face? I forget. What the hell is his
The
name?
voice in Soren. He's in a bunch.
Yeah, he's in a lot
But
of
he'll
stuff.
always be Putty is the first thing I think of.
He's great. This movie, it's John Goodman, David Spade, Eartha Kitt, Patrick Warburton. That's who it is. So Patrick Warburton. But yeah, Cusco is awesome.
Eartha Kitt. I thought isn't Eartha Kitt a singer?
She was born in 1927. She was an American singer, songwriter, and actress, and she was known for her highly distinctive singing style.
Santa Baby? Is that her?
Oh, is it? I don't see that listed. She actually starred as Catwoman in the 3rd and final season of the TV series Batman in 1967.
She sang the Santa Baby song.
Yeah, so that's her.
I had no idea that was her. That's so cool.
She's Yzma. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it is.
That's a fun fact.
So good. I love it. So that's kind of why I picked that for number 3. Now, number 2 is not an animated movie, but it is a purely Disney movie. This isn't Touchstone. This isn't Hollywood. This movie is none other than The Mighty Ducks.
Oh,
1992.
Quack. Okay. I'm proud. This is good. Pacey. Love him.
Yes. So fun fact, actually, Jake Gyllenhaal turned down the role of Charlie. He was originally wanted to be Charlie.
He couldn't have played a Charlie the way Pacey did.
Oh no, Gordon Bombay, Emilio Estevez. If you've ever seen Night at the Roxbury. And so this movie, I watched it all the time as a kid. It was so good. I loved those jerseys. I had the coat. I had like the champion starter jacket coat of the Mighty Ducks. I feel like every kid in the 90s probably had one, but either that or Charlotte Hornets. And this
I had
movie had
neither.
the old guy
Miami
who
Dolphins.
he always talked he was a toy maker or whatever he was, talking to Charlie. But yeah, this movie was awesome, man. It's a feel good movie of sports, and I loved the second one as much. But Mighty Ducks '92, that movie was my child. It's why I got into hockey, actually.
Loved that movie. I grew up in Florida. I did not play hockey. I never had any desire to play hockey. Didn't ice skate. We didn't live in the snow, and we still loved that movie and watched it all the time.
It's
And
a
there
feel-good
was
movie.
wasn't
It's
there
awesome.
3 of them? Because I remember
Yeah,
watching
the D2, the Mighty Ducks, because that's when they go to
the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics. Yeah, they play Iceland, and he's like, first of all, we need to do a Winter Olympics movie discussion because I have some thoughts on that
So
one.
that's a Cool
It's
Running.
super illegal. Well, Miracle, Cool Runnings, D2, the Mighty Ducks. I'm sure there's some others, but Tanya, wasn't that movie was good.
Oh,
Margot
yeah.
Robbie. They do a highly illegal move where they change Goldberg, the goalie, and Keenan Thompson gets into the goalie gear and does a knuckle puck from the freaking blue line, which is all of this is illegal. All right. So that medal should have been stripped from Bombay. I'm sorry. But then, yeah, D3 was them in college.
And of course, he was like the cliche lawyer who got in trouble, and he's so rich. And what is his license plate? Says something like "lawyer up" or whatever.
And he's in the limo and all of that, and he's too good. But
it's like drive on the ice.
He
it's
gets
like, sorry,
a shot.
ma'am.
Oh
I know the ice thick enough.
It's ridiculous. And steals Charlie. He becomes Charlie's stepdad.
And then Gordon just keeps seeing that goal that he missed, and he let down his dad or his coach. I mean, that's a movie actually we quote pretty often. It's not worth winning if you can't win big. Josh and I will say that.
That's what I'm saying.
In a joking manner, we're not putting pressure on our children. That's not warranted.
Yes, they are. I've seen it firsthand. Or maybe that's just Josh saying that to me when I'm, he's challenging me to eat some sort of food challenge. I don't know. What's your number 2?
Challenge me a lot. My number 2 is Tarzan.
Oh, good pick. Really good pick. Oh, that came out a year before Emperor's New Groove. So that makes, Came
out in 1999. And so I was in high school when this came out. I was 15 when it came out. Is that right? I feel like that's right. Okay. So I was 15 when it came out. Yeah, I was about to be 16. It was the summer I turned 16. And I saw this. We're talking about this recently. I saw this twice in the theater in high school. 2 times I gotcha. And with 2 different boyfriends. So I loved it that much. I saw it with Scott, and then I saw it with Ben. And I still have all my toys from Tarzan. Actually, my high school boyfriend Ben worked at McDonald's, so he got me all the McDonald's.
I had all the toys from McDonald's, but I wish
this one might be Burger King. I don't know, but I have
one of those. I remember having the toys too.
There was one I still have. I think there's a couple pieces missing, but I still have it. It's like a giant treehouse thing, and you push one button, and Tarzan slides down, and then he hits Kerchak, and Kerchak goes like this, and it's
Rosie
a whole
O'Donnell too. I always forget Rosie O'Donnell is in that movie as well. Like the voice cast is pretty good. This is a good movie, and how can we?
And Minnie
my God, Phil Collins on the soundtrack? Are you kidding me? Is this the best Disney soundtrack of all time?
I think it's better than Lion King. I think it's this, and then I think it's Lion King.
100%. I'll tell you straight up. I think Tarzan has the best Disney soundtrack for a movie of all time, hands down.
I had this CD. I still have this CD somewhere. This was with the "You'll Be in My Heart" was like the song I sang to Kaylee.
My heart.
And then what they did at Kaylee's high school graduation? They played that song, and
so you bawled.
I was pissed.
How do you not? High school graduation, your oldest is graduating, then they hit you with the Tarzan and song. Oh, Phil Collins. Oh my God.
I was a disaster.
That'll make anybody.
That was just mean.
Crazy.
So I have some fun facts, and some of them are about the songs. Because that soundtrack. I mean, you even got NSYNC on there, Trash in the Camp and everything.
Yeah, this is such a good soundtrack.
Hands down, yes. I freaking love the soundtrack. Okay, so some of how Tarzan moved through the vines and trees was inspired by Tony Hawk. Keep in mind it was 1990.
What? You can see it when he slides down like he's grinding out. Yeah.
Yes. I used to, and if you go through my notebook from high school, half the pictures are drawings of Tarzan and Kerchak and Tansar. I have a type. Lexi made a comment when we were in high school about him being attractive. We're like, he's a cartoon. Then again, all the boys were like, Ariel was so hot. So
yeah, see, come on.
All right, so this is from the D23 website. Quote, the filmmakers' desire to integrate the tree surfing Tarzan into sweeping jungle backgrounds led to the development of a 3D painting and rendering technique known as deep canvas, a term coined by artist engineer Eric Daniels. This technique allows artists to produce CGI backgrounds that look like traditional paintings, according to art director Daniel St. Pierre. Following Tarzan, Deep Canvas was utilized in such films as Atlantis, The Lost Empire,
Good movie.
and Treasure Planet. In
Treasure
2003,
Planet is. Oh, why didn't I put that on my list? I'm stupid.
it's not too late. But Disney received an Academy Award for this technology, which you can see it. And I think that's one of the things I love about this movie is just how beautiful it looks. Like every scene is just like,
Oh, it's very well done. Yeah, absolutely.
But to go into Unhinged,
It holds
the
up,
movie does start with the corpses of Tarzan's parents and that poor little baby gorilla getting murdered by Sabor.
Oh, they love murder.
Sabor killed the parents too. I mean, you just see like bodies laying in the corner. It's like,
yeah, Disney, they don't hold back on the murder. Oh man, they are all about it. We're gonna crush your soul, but we're also gonna bring you uplifting stories of
right. But don't worry, the mom gorilla who just lost her baby is gonna raise the baby
she's
boy.
totally fine. She's cool.
But I mean, like you hear the baby like crying, it's getting eaten by Sabor, and then the mother crying.
I don't even remember that. I must have blocked that out.
It's at the very beginning. It's which there no
I can't wait to watch Tarzan now.
Mother's tears. And it's Glenn Close.
Oh my God,
the mom, Kala. You don't remember all this? It's the opening scene.
That's a reason why I'm rewatching all. So in 30 years, when I get to the 90s, I guess I have to look out for that.
I mean, they did sequels.
Actually, a lot of the Disney movies early on are like an hour long. So I really thought this, I don't know. We'll see. Is it going to take me less time to watch this than it did Supernatural? We'll find out.
Which we do need to we will be recording the next episode on that soon. I have the next 2 episodes.
You got a really exciting one coming out for the Supernatural Valentine's Day special. No big deal. Pump those tires.
All right, so you got to pump those numbers. Those are rookie numbers,
buddy. Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
So in March 1996, the Tarzan directors and a group of artistic supervisors actually went on an African safari. Like you were saying, the people went to Machu Picchu. So they toured animal reserves in Kenya, and they visited the mountain gorillas in Uganda, and they also observed Bwindi's impenetrable forest. So, I mean, it pays to be a Disney artist, man.
I should have. This is why I can't wait to work for Disney, because you get to do cool stuff like that. I say as though I'm going to be a shoo-in for Disney. Who knows? But I really want to work for Disney someday. So
that was my dream when I was younger, was to be an artist for Disney. And then I realized I'm not that good.
I just want to be their marketer. I have so many fun ideas. I just want to marketing. Oh, that's crazy. What take us into, Jane and Phil Collins.
Yeah, so Jane is actually inspired by Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey. Both were jungle conservationists who lived with and studied gorillas and chimpanzees.
She got that.
And Jane Goodall just passed away recently.
She did. Yeah.
And how in my head I was like, oh, I wonder if that's why they named her Jane. No, dumbass. Tarzan's been around for a while. It was just a happy coincidence. So this is the conversation I was having myself. So Phil Collins. So he had to actually be convinced to do the soundtrack. They wanted drums to fit with the jungle theme, so they thought he would be perfect, and obviously they were correct. Collins composed loads and loads of the music, including 3 songs in the final film: Son of Man, a man who lies in me. That's the opening. He's like,
yes.
Then Trash in the Camp, which then NSYNC does this. Yes. Watch us get a copyright infringement.
We should ask Joey Fatone when we see him at MegaCon if he can hit us with some. Oh, he's a Backstreet. Yes. Is he in sync? He's in sync.
He's in sync.
Yeah, we can ask him if he can hit us with that real quick. He'd probably punch me in the face, but that's okay. Worth it.
That would totally be worth it to see him punch you in the face. Not that I want to see you punched in the face. I just think it would be funny to see you punch someone in the face. You're right. Not the good eye.
Listen, sir, if you could, like the nose, maybe, not the eyes.
So he also did You'll Be in My Heart, which was written at a Christmas dinner at a neighbor's house, and he scribbled chords and a melody on a piece of wrapping paper. This won an Academy Award for Best Song, and it was awarded a Grammy as Best Soundtrack Album.
Right.
And the song was originally written for his daughter, Lily Collins.
Time out. So, first of all, Lily Collins, wasn't she? She was married to Dave Harbour, but then it's kind of messy.
Lily Collins, she's actually married to Charlie.
Maybe it wasn't Lily Collins.
Married Steve Ridgeon's son, which I only know that because my friend Justin is friends with Charlie. But that's the only reason I know that. I've never met her. I don't know her.
Imagine being the guy whose napkin, like, hey, I won some royalties. You scribbled on my napkin that I had to
wrapping paper.
Same thing. Like, I spent good money on that wrapping paper. I didn't. And I'm probably also wealthy if I'm hanging out with Phil Collins, but gosh darn it, give me some props.
Sure, wealthy people have poor friends too. So I already know you're number one.
All right.
What's number one? Oh, is it what's on your shirt, or is your shirt regular Disney?
It's regular, all sorts of Disney. So this one from Roosevelt's, it has Lilo and Stitch, Tiana, Maui, Mickey Donald.
Fantastic movie.
It has all Encantos on it, Pumbaa and Timon. It has all of the. It's just like a Disney 100 celebration shirt that Roosevelt's did.
Ah.
Limited edition, it says. Ooh, for their 100th. Pretty special.
Ah.
No big deal. But this is like this is my favorite Disney shirt because it has so many different characters. I love wearing it on the cruises. But my number one, man, I freaking love this movie. And it's why I can't wait to go on to Destiny. Hercules. Oh my God. I love Hercules so the soundtrack slaps. There's only obviously like a few like actual songs from the soundtrack that but boom 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 boom
I
boom
can go the
boom.
distance. That
That
one's very
song,
inspirational.
I'm telling you, when I'm having a bad day, I throw that song on and it really just helps me out. And I'm sitting there, I can go the distance. I will find my way somewhere I belong. Oh my goodness, it is so good.
Most anywhere. We always hear that during the runs, like because obviously I can go the distance.
Yeah, I love Hercules. And so some backstory into it is Eric Goldberg. This is from Wikipedia. So the supervising animator for Philoctetes cited Grumpy and Snow White and Bacchus and Fantasia as the inspirations for the character's design. Goldberg mentioned that they discovered that Danny DeVito has really different mouth shapes when they videotaped his recordings, and that they use these shapes in animating Phil, which I thought was really interesting because he plays Phil. He teaches all the demigods out there. Theseus and all of them.
I mean, they make these characters look like they're voice actors.
Oh yeah,
sometimes not
so
always.
Good. The supervising animator Ken Duncan stated that she was that Meg was based on a 40s screwball comedian, in that he used Greek shapes for her hair. Her head is in a sort of vase type shape. She's got a Greek curl in the back, so that's the design for Meg. And then in early 1992, 30 artists, writers, and animators pitched their ideas for potential animated features. Each were given a limited amount of time of 2 minutes. First pitch was for an adaptation of The Odyssey, which entered into production in the following summer. However, production on the film was abandoned because it was deemed too long, lacked central characters, and it failed to translate into animated comedy. Animator Joe Hyder also suggested pitching a story from Greek mythology, but thought his chances plummeted when the work on the Odyssey was discontinued. Nervously, he produced a pitch sketch of Hercules and delivered a brief outline set during the Trojan War, where both sides seek the title character for their secret weapon. Hercules makes a choice without considering the consequences, though in the end, he learns humility and realizes that strength is not always the answer. With the pitching session concluded, Hercules was approved for development based on Hyder's page-and-a-half outline, but his involvement with the project went no further. That sucks. He got this thing going, and they said, thank you, goodbye. That's tough, but that's business. And this movie stands out. I quote this all the time. This is the number one movie I quote, whenever Hades, I know, I know you've said it, or, I almost lost my cool, or just Hades is my favorite character. So I love Hades. He's probably my favorite Disney character, just of how, he's inadvertently funny. Yeah, he's a badass, but he's so hilarious too.
I heard how the guy got the job. He said, everybody was going in there like, I'm Hades, god of the underworld. And he walked in, he goes, hey, I'm Hades, god of the underworld. How you doing? And
I don't want to say his name because he's a kind of a piece of crap these days as far as some things.
I know nothing about him personally. I always remember him as the dad in Riding in Cars with Boys. I believe that's the same guy.
Obviously, he was also in Family Guy, but yeah. So he's very relaxed. Yeah, James Woods was in Family Guy. I said his name. Oh no, but yeah. So he's Hades, and he's just cool, calm demeanor, but he loses his temper, of course. And then you've got Pain and Panic.
Hades?
We're worms. It's just oh my god, my kids even will say that. They're like, we're worms. This movie's just so much fun, and the action sequences with the Hydra, all of it holds up tremendously for me. And baby, you mean Huncules. I could talk all day. So that's my number one. How about you? What is your numero uno? She likes to throw babies off of cliffs.
He didn't throw him off a cliff.
I know.
It's Lion King. We did a whole episode on Lion King. Oh my God, was that a year and a half ago?
We had Rich, remember? Yeah, we had our good friend Richard Nebrin, so you can check out over on the Direct. Check his stuff out. Big fan of his.
So we did that in June 2024 because it was the 30th anniversary. So we went deep into that. That has always been my all-time favorite movie. I freaking love that movie so much. I can quote that movie almost like when when you see the things like if you could quote one movie and it would save your life, what movie would you pick? Like it would be Lion King. Like the kids won't even put it on if I'm in the room because I just start
They just
annoying them
know
because I can't. I mean, I could stop, but I just choose not to.
it's fun.
But yeah, I love it. Soundtrack's great, story's great. I don't know. I think because it came out, like I remember seeing it in the theater. I was 10 years old when I saw it in the theater, and I just vividly remember that experience. I remember the art. I remember the story. I remember thinking like, wow, this is really intense with Scar and Mufasa. And then everybody, all the teachers were obsessed with that movie. So it came out. I was going into 6th grade. So it came out the summer between 5th and 6th grade. And I remember in middle school, my art teacher having us watch it and pointing out things like, look at Nala's tongue, how she's drinking the water. Look at how they did the art. And then, of course, when Mufasa died, she goes, she went into the hallway. She's like, I'm going to step outside while you guys watch this part.
And you're like, oh, there's kids for the first time seeing it. You're just like, oh my God.
No, everybody had seen it. But like, I remember my English teacher one day we walked in, we're like, can we just watch Lion King instead? And she's like, sure, whatever. I don't care. Because we had the same teachers 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So they were like accustomed to, well, because it was like,
they knew you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the gifted
you were
program.
special.
So we were in one hallway. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
Yep, we were special. But everybody was like so obsessed with The Lion King when it came out. And I don't remember any other movie being like that where the adults and the kids were really into it. And I'm still looking at all my toys that I've had since the 90s. It's like if I got $20 for making Stray Days, I spent it on Lion King toys before I ever saw it.
It's a great movie. It holds up. There's a reason why it's, they've done so many live action and Lion King 1.5, which was really well done. And
so good. Lion King 1.5 is phenomenal.
Honestly, it really is. Yeah. So it does hold up. And I do love the Lion King. I really do. It's got some like the way that they have these animated, like the lions fighting each other, when Scar, and there's so many allegories for other things, especially with the hyenas and Scar's overwatching them, and that creepy with the green flames and the boom, boom. And then Scar goes, Jeremy Irons, who is such a silky smooth voice, he goes into his rendition of his song, and it's a small world after all.
No, anything but that.
I really, and then Timon and Pumbaa, they call me Mr. Bear. I love those. It's such a good movie, man. It really holds up. I don't blame you for that one being your favorite at all.
I also feel like there was like the movies were starting to get celebrity voice actors. So
Lion King was
first, like, you had Robin Williams and Aladdin and whatnot, but Lion King was a pretty stacked cast. And also I was a big fan of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and he was Baby
JTT and Matthew Broderick and
James Earl Jones from The Sandlot. Like that was, I didn't know.
Jeremy Irons too, Silky Smooth. Yeah.
But I only have a couple fun facts because we did a whole episode on it.
We did.
So this was actually supposed to be a chill, low-key Disney film, with Pocahontas being the big one the following year. Then they did the Circle of Life scene. And when they did that whole scene and it was like, boom, and it says The Lion King, they're like, well, now you have to make the rest of this movie as amazing as this opener. And so that changed the whole plan for the movie. And I actually vividly remember seeing that trailer in the theater. I don't remember what movie I was going to see, but I remember watching that trailer, and I remember the whole screen going boom, and it just saying The Lion King, and me being like, what the hell is that movie? I can't wait for that movie.
Right.
So my only other fun fact is Jim Cummings. We know him as Winnie the Pooh. Tom, from Off the Cuff Tom on Nerd Initiative, interviewed him at New York Comic Con. That was a phenomenal interview. You should go check that out on Nerd Initiative's YouTube. So he voices a ton of people, Tigger and all sorts of people. But he also did the voice of Ed, and he did the gopher who reports to Zazu with the Morning Report. He also filled in for Jeremy Irons as Scar on the very end of Be Paired, because Irons threw his voice out while recording the song. So Jeremy developed vocal problems while recording, and Cummings said, quote, so the producers asked me to come in and replace Mr. Irons, sing the last third to Be Prepared in his place, end quote.
Ooh.
So Jim Cummings also plays Scar.
That's exciting. And I can't say it enough. I didn't really care for the live action ones, but I see what they're doing with those. That might be an unhinged moment for me, but these were our top 3. I love talking Disney movies. So do you want to talk our most unhinged Disney moments? We've got some on here. Especially on the early Disney days, since I've been rewatching some of these. Why don't you go ahead and start us?
The unhinged moments, I feel like, have changed.
They have.
There's a lot of getting drunk. Like, did you watch Dumbo yet?
I have watched the old version of Dumbo of 1941. I have.
Yeah, so he gets drunk in that and like hallucinates with the elephants on parade.
Oh, that's right. He does. There's a lot of like drinking out because Pinocchio has that too. Pinocchio, they get drunk and turn into jackasses.
So Pinocchio was 1940. I almost wondered if
Yeah.
that was like supposed to be a life lesson to like boys, was like, don't drink and do drugs or you will literally turn into a jackass.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's right. Well, because like, so this Pinocchio obviously has, human trafficking. Geppetto sleeps with a gun under his pillow. He's got a kid now. Geppetto smoking a pipe in bed. Jiminy Cricket is thirsting after every piece of booty that he sees. Like he bumps
I
into
didn't
that.
remember that.
Oh, go back and watch this and watch Jiminy Cricket. That dude sees a girl and he gets real like,
It's
hey.
no conscious.
No, Mr. Jiminy Cricket is a horny little devil. Okay. Like this man is on, and then the cuckoo clocks, there's one of drinking, and then there's one of a kid being spanked, and the cuckoo clocks are all unhinged themselves. Like this movie is straight crazy. It's
Remember
ridiculous.
Mrs. Jumbo spanks the kid for making fun of or for
Oh,
teasing
yeah.
Dumbo. Also, can we talk about the fact that like Dumbo's not his name? It was like Jumbo Jr. or something. And all these other moms, these mom elephants were making fun of Dumbo or Jumbo and calling him Dumbo. So
Oh,
the
that's right.
Dumbo,
These old ladies were so mean.
yeah, so they were bullying him and like that's not even his name. Like
Yeah. And
poor
then, but like
Dumbo.
first of all, the storks were bringing them. And it's funny that like the stork is struggling with, carrying a giant elephant, but like I don't know why it was so funny to me that a stork and the song in the beginning and everything like that was just crazy. But yeah, like these old women in Dumbo were just absolutely roasting this newborn baby. Like I get babies aren't cute when they're newborn, but damn, did they have to do that in front of the mom?
It was just
That was
ridiculous.
so brutal.
But yeah, there's just a lot of getting drunk.
Yeah, but I took notes on Pinocchio. I like to take notes on these, so we're kind of as I'm making these things. So Pinocchio has, this goes back in the 1800s, but yeah, the cuckoo clocks have animals being killed. So there's a turkey getting his head cut off. There's an alcoholic child being spanked, and then, like I said, Geppetto strapped at all times. And one thing I did actually realize between watching some of these. So Whistle While You Work from Snow White appears in Pinocchio and the
That's not
Reluctant
Yin
Dragon.
Yang Twins.
No, unfortunately it's not, but it does show up in Pinocchio, and it also shows up in the Reluctant Dragon, which I just watched. So fun fact there.
And in Hercules, Scar's in Hercules.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The rug. So they did that a lot in
Easter
the
egg thing
the
would be funny
90s.
here,
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, like Beast is in Aladdin. He's one of the little toys
Yeah.
the guy's playing with. But yeah, you see Scar got made out of a rug or turned into a rug.
Oh, that's right. I do want to jump down to Bambi real quick because there's a couple things. Bambi, I put this at the very bottom, my two that I added. Bambi, first and foremost, this movie's set up to be this. Like you start the movie.
I like Bambi.
This movie is so dark. Oh my God. Everything's beautiful. But then Bambi and his mom are starving to death in the winter because they can't find food. And then they go out and Bambi's mom gets shot. The dad just shows up and he's like, that's life. Let's go. And
you gotta watch the sequel. You find out more about what Bambi and his dad do.
Thumper and Flower just dip out and they're getting some tail. Like
I love
Flower's over here. Like
Flower.
Flower's my favorite character.
I love Flower.
And then, like the forest, there's a whole allegory to Bambi and Feline getting it on through imagery. And then the forest begins to burn down because the hunters show up. But before the forest starts to burn down, there's pheasants and they all go to hide. And then the one pheasant is like, I gotta go, man. Panics, flies out. You hear a gunshot. Then the pheasant drops with a thud on screen. And I'm like, this is a kid's movie. Oh, what the hell? It's crazy that this is there's so much death. And Bambi even gets shot. And you're just like,
but they have the drip, 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 da, 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 da.
Oh, that makes it better. That is just literally gunshots and death.
I saw a picture at a con and it was like all Disney villains. And somebody's like, who's that random guy that's in the picture with all the villains? They're like, oh, that's the hunter from Bambi. And people are like,
never see them.
That guy. Weird. Because,
well,
he's like the only Disney villain that actually killed anybody.
Bambi's mom, I feel like
there's got to be something else, but like none of the other villains, to my knowledge.
No,
like,
because
like Gaston ends up kind of killing himself, although the hyenas do kill Scar.
The queen in Snow White, this is pretty unhinged. She ends up killing herself because she climbs up to the cliff. Cliff collapses, and what's dark about that one is when she collapses and falls off, the crows swoop down and they go to eat her. They've been following her around to eat something. Well, she falls off the cliff and dies. These crows eat her body. Also, I just thought about this too. Bambi's mom gets shot. You know what I'm thinking about? Bambi's mom gets killed and then somebody eats her. That's crazy.
Remember there's scene in Supernatural where Bobby makes a comment about how the boys never wanted to go like hunting. They're like, we don't want to shoot Bambi, and Bobby goes, "You don't shoot Bambi, you shoot Bambi's mom."
And they eat her. Like that's messed up.
Of course,
Besides like the crows swooping, that's crazy.
You know what? And you probably like view from these like
Wow.
family that was like starving, and finally dad brings home venison,
I
and
know.
they're
I
able to
would
have
love to
venison that
see
night,
like,
and they're
the
so
hunter's point of
happy.
view on this. Like, oh my god. Oh
And
my
meanwhile,
god.
all these people who eat meat are like, "F that hunter! He killed Bambi's
Like
mom."
you killed Bambi's mom, but like I know I'm eating a burger. But for me, I'm like, I'm not going out. Like I would hunt if I had to for food, but I'm not gonna go out and hunt. I don't know. It's
No, I would be a
different, I
vegetarian.
guess. But yeah, it's so
If we
unhinged.
had
Oh
to
my
make our
god.
own food, I would definitely be a vegetarian, but I would find a goat and I would learn how to milk a goat because I love goat cheese so
I do
much.
love goat cheese. I get this blueberry goat cheese. It's delicious.
Mm.
Just so good. But yeah, all right. What else do we got here? I mean, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, yeah. So Peter Pan, for one, Tink is straight up a bitch. Let's just call it what
There's
it
a
is.
reason why we don't like Tink. Tink is a villain. All right. She belongs in the villain crew.
She
Hands
literally
straight up.
tries to kill Wendy. But what's interesting is when they did like the Tinkerbell movie and like all these other things, they made her so sweet and nice, and like I feel like they had to try to redeem her because
Oh
so
yeah,
many
it's
kids
Julia
love
Roberts.
Tink.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Julia Roberts.
Hook.
That's
Yeah.
Hook.
Julia
Yeah.
Roberts played her in Hook. Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
was thinking of the cartoon Tink, where like she first becomes born and you see her that she's a
Oh,
Tinker
yeah,
fairy, and
yeah,
then they
yeah.
have all the other fairies and stuff. But yeah, she's nasty in Peter
She
Pan.
sucks.
But at one
Peter
point,
Pan also kidnaps kids, but
so Captain Hook though, so one of the lines, because when Kaylee was a baby, they were still, we didn't have Disney Plus and I didn't have cable, and they would release the movies. I don't know if anybody remembers, you couldn't just go out and buy a Disney movie if you wanted to buy
no,
it.
you had to wait for the vault and all that stuff.
Yeah, so they would be like coming out of the Disney vault for the first time ever on Disney
I
Blu-ray or
remember
whatever.
those.
And so I would always buy those. It would be like Kaylee's birthday or whatever. So like I have Bambi. Bambi's one of them I
I
bought.
had them all on VHS and stuff too. Like I remember all these. Yeah. This is
So
a
I
core
ba-
memory actually.
Yeah, I have Bambi on DVD and I have Peter Pan on DVD. And I remember it being on and me hearing Captain Hook talk about trying to get Tinkerbell to trick Peter Pan into something. And he says, "A jealous woman can be tricked into anything." And I was like, what the?
Oh, okay.
Like, that's some unhinged level crap right there. Like
All
that's
right.
some misogynistic stuff that I would be shocked if I
It's real
heard
creepy.
in
There's a lot
a
of, like-
children's movie.
I was gonna say there's a lot of like human trafficking allegories in these early movies between Pinocchio and Peter Pan, and
Poor Mr. Smee, though. He's not a bad guy. He just
Smee's
wants to
just
make
there. He's in a
people
bad
happy.
situation. All right, he couldn't
And
get out of a bad
I
situation.
don't think he sees like this what's going on. Like he seems like he wants Peter Pan to be happy, and he wants the Lost Boys to be happy, and he wants Captain
He
Hook
just
to
wants
be
their
happy.
happiness. He's just like a nice dad. Yeah. So I mean, Sleeping Beauty. I don't really remember Sleeping Beauty too much, to be honest with you. But the dad getting drunk along with the jester musician, and they all pass out.
So,
Like
Sleeping Beauty is a terrible movie. Sleeping Beauty has zero character development. You'll find out when you get
it's also
there.
really creepy that the whole premise of these movies are teenage girls getting kissed by a much older man. But
Yep. So the scene in Sleeping Beauty, the two dads, Prince Charming or whatever his name is, Matt, and Aurora's dad are like, they're excited. Their kids are going to get married. And, the kid's been being raised by fairies all these years to hide her from Maleficent. And the two dads are literally getting drunk together, but they keep spilling wine and it like falls in like the jester musician's guy's instrument. And by the end, all three of them are drunk and the jester musician is like passed out under a table, like completely passed out drunk.
And
it's just like,
as
why
kids, you don't
is
realize
this
what's going on.
No, you have no idea. But it's like, why is this in here? Why is this? This didn't need to be in here.
No, it didn't. Just just like in Toy Story 2, where Jessie gives Buzz,
That was good though.
He gives him a Woody.
So yeah, she gave Buzz a Woody. So yeah, when Jessie goes to let the dog out and she does the little flip or whatever, and then we were talking about this, I think, when we talked our Santa Claus episode with Kat.
Oh yeah.
That kind of stuff, though, I don't know if it's unhinged. It's more just funny that only grown-ups get.
Oh, I mean, it's like Shrek. If you go back and watch Shrek, for example, like the amount of just insane adult things in Shrek it's just crazy.
Yes. What's the one they say something about he likes getting, and they're like, hey, and it sounded like he was going to say head.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wash your hands, wipe your face.
But so they do something like that in Cars too, similar to
they flash their headlights as though they're flashing Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, two of the cars flash Lightning McQueen.
Just crazy. Oh my god. And then you do have The Good Dinosaur. I didn't really care for this movie, but Arlo
Josh
and Spot.
silly.
So the dinosaur and the little boy eat spoiled fruit, and then they go on a nice little acid trip. So crazy trip.
Yeah, it's like what? That movie came out in 2015.
That's much newer. There's no excuses for being the 40s and 50s at that point. Yeah, this is 2015. That's crazy. That
But
is
I mean,
crazy.
Logan laughed at that part because it was silly.
And then it can't be worse than Mary Poppins giving the kids medicine when there's nothing wrong with them, and
Why
she's
did
supposed to be a
I never
nanny.
get that? Like,
She's
why is she
drugging
giving
these
them
kids
medicine?
up. She had enough of these kids.
And giving them a spoonful of sugar. So you're getting
Yeah.
diabetes and unnecessarily medicated in
She's
the
hyping
same
them up. She's
book.
giving them an upper and a downer. Oh my God.
So Aladdin, remember when Jafar kisses Jasmine and Jasmine's
Yeah.
like 15?
Again, really strong underage because Snow White also was like 16 and she's just cased up in the
Wait,
woods
was
with these.
14.
She was young. And then there's that prince that just comes strolling around and then he just suddenly kisses her despite
Like,
not really knowing her. Like, that's why I will say the one thing that the live action Snow White did well was they actually gave those two a bit of a backstory. So it was a little less creepy, but yeah, no, Aladdin, Jafar is old. He real old.
Yeah, Snow White and Aurora and Sleeping Beauty, they're not fleshed out character-wise at all.
No, at all.
Absolutely insane. I mean, they're still like because they're nostalgic and it's pretty, and I'll still regularly be like, "This is make it pink, make it blue," which is
Yeah,
Sleeping Beauty. But it's terrible how like not
it
it's just so
is.
stupid.
They're
They're so
just,
stupid. Sleeping Beauty's real stupid. Okay, so
yeah.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. They have a whole song where they sing Hellfire.
This whole movie is really
Hellfire.
kind of weird and unhinged. Like they make fun of a deformed guy, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's got disabilities and they are harsh to this guy.
And the
It's
one
messed
guy's
up.
basically calling Esmeralda a slut the whole movie. He's
Yeah.
calling her a gypsy, but he also was like trying to get with her at the same time.
Yeah.
Brielle watched it recently because when she did the Dare to Dream performance, one of her songs was from Hunchback,
right.
and she put it on and she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I told you it was
I haven't
crazy.
seen that
I
one in so
warned
long,
you."
but I remember that movie being like, what are we doing right?
I mean, the one guy even says he's going to send somebody back to hell where it belongs. It's an unholy demon. I'm sending it back to
He's
hell.
talking about Quasimodo.
Oh, is that who he's talking
I'm
about?
pretty sure he's talking about Quasimodo.
He might be, but yeah, he says some nasty things to Esmeralda, who's voiced by Demi Moore.
Yeah, well, and then the Fox and the Hound in 1981, they a couple
so
of
sad.
besties, and
And then they have them like they're gonna kill each other. I don't even really know if it was unhinged. It was just like a moment that I
it was
just
more of
thought
like,
of.
what are we doing, Disney?
It was just so sad. And then when she tries to leave Todd in the forest, oh, it's so sad.
So Fantasia, take us through Fantasia, because I just watched Fantasia 1940. The one I remembered was Fantasia 2000 because they wanted it to be the first Disney movie in the new millennium. So that's why Fantasia 2000 came out when it did. They dropped, they wanted to be the first Disney movie or the first movie or whatever in the new millennium. So that's why we got Fantasia 2000. But yeah, this movie has a lot of creepy and weird moments. The 1940 version.
It's still fun to watch. Like I used to put it on when Kaylee was a baby because it would have like the classical music on, and that was supposed to be like good for babies or whatever. So this is straight from the Disney Wiki, because in Fantasia, I'm just going to focus on the part where you have a devil like come out of hell. So you have Chernabog. So Chernabog is a demon featured in the Night on Bald Mountain / Ave Maria segment in Disney's 1940 animated feature film Fantasia. He's actually based on the god of the night in Slavic mythology. On Walpurgis Night, which is the witch's Sabbath, he emerges from the peak of Bald Mountain to summon all of his minions who dance furiously in tribute before being thrown into the mountain's fiery pit. This is a Disney children's film, kid. His reign comes to an end with the morning sunrise and the sound of church bells. So the church bells scare the devil away. So described as Satan by host Deems Taylor, Chernabog has been praised as Disney's best representation of sheer evil, and as animator Vladimir Titla's greatest success. As a very raw representation of evil, he is not placed in the context of any real story. Furthermore, he and his minions' actions are not committed in pursuit of any discernible goal other than general tyranny. Some other media has attempted to give his character a more concrete context. He has in like the background of like I think Mickey's House of Villains, and he's like laughing and cheering and stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, like, yeah, again, these are all like kind of really crazy. I mean, and these, you would think, especially when some of these came out, 1940, 1943, the world was thrust into some really dark moments. And, These movies are supposed to be a reprise from that, and then you just get death and devil and creepiness, and it's just, hey,
Yeah, we didn't even go into all the parents that kill.
I mean, the
Just
parent.
Carson's
We
parent.
can do a whole episode on Disney parent deaths. Like, I will probably have to make this like a running series because there's also so many other things. There's the priest getting a little happy in Ariel, for example.
So
There's a lot of phallic looking things in Aladdin. So
so I remember when all these things happened, and my memory when I googled it today seems that my memory was wrong, or it was just because we didn't have the internet then. So you remember Three Men and a Baby with the
oh yeah, with
ghost?
the ghost, yeah.
Okay. So I remember pausing that and rewinding it and being like, "Oh, there's a little boy, there's a little boy." And then when the internet came out and people could like look it up and you're like,
And
oh,
really
"Okay,
do it, yeah.
Ted Danson's thing." And at first I was like, no, that's not what it looked like. And then I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I guess that is what it is. So I had thought that some guy got fired for intentionally giving the priest a boner, putting a penis on the castle for the Little Mermaid, having Aladdin say, like, take off your clothes after he says, down, kitty to Raja,
Yeah.
and the sex in The Lion King. And now they're saying that didn't happen. These things are all like,
I feel like we're
people made
being
them up.
gaslit.
I do too, a little as well. And then like the sex thing. So I remember my friend Megan, she had a pause on her VHS player, which was like a new feature. So she was able to just like pause, like slowly pause it, and you could still see it without the squiggles. And I remember distinctly seeing sex. You can Google it and see it. Well, apparently they're claiming it was SFX, and it was an Easter egg to like the special effects department.
Oh, interesting.
So I guess believe what you want to believe.
All right.
But in my little kid memory, like, guy came out and apologized, or didn't apologize, but like got fired and admitted to doing it. And then I remember thinking though, like, Beauty and the Beast was in the middle of that. Why didn't he do anything in Beauty and the Beast? Did we just not find it?
Yeah, that it is interesting to think about too, because there's so many things, especially with the internet available, that we remember, and then you go back and was I misremembering? I'm convinced that they just took these parts out. I really am.
We just made our own. I mean, I think if you watch The Lion King on Disney Plus, I don't know if it's still on there.
I don't know. We'll have to take a look, but
it was without a doubt on the VHS.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
We'd have to review the tapes. The tapes, yes, release the files. And so that is our Disney episode. We went through our top 3. We went through some really crazy unhinged ones. Go ahead and let us know maybe your top 3, or go ahead and let us know some unhinged moments that, we definitely missed, because I'm sure there are so many more out there. And as I continue to watch these movies, I'm sure I'm going to find more moments like this. So let us know. We'd love to do it because we're big Disney nerds here. We're Disney adults. I need a Disney trip ASAP. But other than that, make sure you find us everywhere. Appreciate that. Lauren, do you have any final thoughts as we wrap it up?
A dream is a wish your heart makes.
It is indeed. It is funny for Pinocchio also being such a creepy movie that they play that song when the fireworks go off too
and it's emotional.
It is. It really is. I feel no emotion during Pinocchio when it happens, but anyways, go ahead. Let us know your favorite moments. Let us know your most unhinged moments, and we will see you guys next week. I don't know.
With Wonder Man.
Oh my God, it is Wonder Man. I was going to say.
I think it is. Oh my gosh, I got to start researching that. I haven't read a single Wonder Man comic. I got to start reading Wonder Man comics.
Oh God, we're off to research. We're off to Unhinged. We're off to Disney. We're going to Wonder Man. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.